There's this thing called life. I got to tell y'all about this thing called life. You know I got to share it.
Hey, what's good, everybody? I hope you guys are all well. Today is the full moon, right? It's June 11th, and so I wanted to do a reading and see what messages want to come out, right? There's a lot going on, obviously, by where I live, right? I'm not too far from Los Angeles. So, there's different kinds of energies, obviously, right? A lot of things, so, but we'll just focus on a collective energy. We'll see what wants to come out. So let me first pull one out from the wisdom of the elders because I feel that's very appropriate this time. So let's see. Any message for the collective? Overall energies for today. All right. 23 false stability. So I guess there's a good message coming out about being stable, right? 23 stability. I broke my glasses, but let's see. Maybe I could use them like what is it called? I don't know what it's called when it's like the little thing like that. Because I broke the. What in the world am I doing? All right, let me see if I can read it like this. As summer fades into fall, the nights become longer and leaves begin to change. There is a transition that takes place in the summer months. We had a focus on the physical world, and now that focus is being redirected towards our inner selves. Autumn coincides with a more self reflective cycle in the year and is associated with the element of water. In the same way a river knows where to flow and direct its attention, we must do the same. Fall is a time to gather resources for the coming winter, and there is a need for preparedness not only for the uncertainty of bad weather, but through the hardships we may face in life. Fall is found in the west direction of the medicine wheel and symbolizes the importance of emotional balance. The element of water runs deep and reminds us to go with the flow in life rather than to continually swim upstream and to be mindful of our emotional selves so that we can have our prayers answered and achieve great things. If you have drawn this card today, you might need to focus on your emotional side. There might be aspects of your life that have become unbalanced. Only when we find balance within ourselves, we truly cope with the difficulties we face in life. If you are currently facing barriers and feel like you are swimming upstream, you need to swim with the current rather than against it. Wow, that's interesting. So, yeah, maybe that resonates with you. Even though it's talking about, right, like it's already fall in that aspect of having to prepare things for the winter ahead. Maybe it's telling you right now you're going through something like that where this is almost like you're falling away, like where you should be preparing for the unexpected, right? So that way you don't stress out when like that's one thing that the pandemic taught me, right? After the pandemic, I was like, I'm never gonna feel like I felt during that time. So, just anything financial things I focused on, right? Paying off any debt I had, all these things, right? So maybe you're in a similar situation where it's trying to tell you to just prepare, right? Especially if during this time maybe you've had an abundant time, it's telling you to don't just squander it away, right? Don't just spend everything you have and be like, I'm gonna make it back anyways, because you never know, right? So yeah. So okay. Now let's pull one from the Dark Goddess. See. Oh wow, okay. That one hop right out. Virtue, Allah. And it's not the Allah you're thinking, right? But it's obviously the Dark Goddess virtue. I don't think I've ever seen her. I don't think she's ever came out, Allah. So I'm definitely gonna read this one. And it's what? It's probably gonna be like the fraud. Here it is. Wow, I opened right to it, so I guess it was meant to come out, right? Wow, this is funny to have to read like this. With my little, what is it called? No, it's not bifocals, obviously, right? When like that, but it still works for some reason. Or it did with the other thing right now. I don't know why. Oh, there we go. Myth. Allah is the Igbo. Igbo? Allah is the Igbo goddess of the earth, morality and fertility. She is the creator of the living and queen of the dead, who holds the souls of the dead in her sacred womb. She is a guardian of morality and passes judgment on humans' actions. She punishes transgressions and misdeeds by sending her army of ants to attack those who break the rules. They attack in nightmares first, so the offender has the opportunity to reform their behavior. Meaning, be honest with yourself. You know in your heart what is right, even when it isn't easy. Take this time to reflect on the situation before rushing into action. Trust in your compassion, goodness, and integrity. Allah is here to guide you on that virtuous path and remind you to come back to the righteous path if you stray. Wow. So that's beautiful because I made a video on my podcast channel, and it's like I don't even want to have to make videos like that, right? But because of all the things going on right now, obviously. And that's all it really is. If people exercise their morality, people know what's right and wrong, right? Or maybe sometimes they don't, right? But if they take a little time to ask the question of, well, how would I feel if this was done to me? Then it's not that complicated, right? So, there's a lot of things that in life like that can be said, right? And I like that. Wow, that was a beautiful message, right? So maybe someone needs to hear this about, maybe you're faced with something right now about doing the right thing. And so, you know, there's nothing wrong with doing the right thing ever, right? Um, if anything, sometimes people's ego could get in the way, right? Where what you got to do, like that's the right thing, but maybe your ego will be like, just whatever, pride or something, or you just don't want to let somebody else win in a sense, right? So your ego will keep you from doing the right thing. Unless you're really delusional. Like the moral thing is just flew out the window and you just think you're right with everything. And so I don't know. I guess that's where someone like Allah will come through and I guess check you, first in your dreams and then in the waking life. Okay, so let's see now using the tarot what else wants to come out. So I like that, right? Even with the full moon, that like casting a light on the illusion, right? Maybe you're someone that didn't want to see that, you know, you weren't exactly on the moral path and stuff like that. So whatever, wherever this resonates for, I don't know. I I don't like to sugarcoat things, so just saying the message as it comes out. Okay, any other message for the collective? Any other message for the collective? Anything they need to know that's for their highest good at this time? That was way too many cards. I don't think I want to. Let's try that again. Anything. Because that probably should have left it out because that was probably a whole story. But there were like 10 cards that came out. But they all came out like a nice little stack. So, all right. Well, Four of Wands. Celebration, wedding, stability. Wow, there's stability again, right? So maybe there's something more to that then about the stability. Just telling you maybe it's in a relationship, right? Building a foundation, and there it is, foundation. Celebration, wedding, stability, partnership, action, foundation, community, prosperity. So there's something there, right? Something there with stability. Four of Wands. All right. Any other message? Wow, the Empress. Interesting. The Empress. Wow, fertile. Which one was fertility? The Allah one, right? So that's funny. See, already there's like the synchronicities, right? Mother, fertile, divine, feminine, creation, abundance, nurturing, stability again. Wow, pregnancy. That is crazy, Empress. So stability is really coming out. Something about either you're entering a stable time, you're in a stable time, or they're telling you to. focus on that, right? Make sure you're stable in case there's, trouble ahead or something. And regardless, everything is, as long as you stay on the path, like it's say maybe you are someone that for some reason has strayed a little morally, you know, and it's just reminding you like it's not too late to get back on track. And then they're even giving you the heads up about wow, Aries again, that's funny. Four of Wands, and then Emperor number 4, Scorpio energy, Aries energy. A father, leader, boss, money maker, conqueror, head of household, decision maker, wise counsel. So again, that feels like something maybe they're telling you to focus on your money at this time, right? Your Scorpio energy again, Cups King, King of Cups. Emotionally intelligent, intuitive, passionate, devoted, faithful, leadership, reliable. There's that leadership again. Hmm. I don't know. Maybe it's just setting a foundation for something. Maybe you're building a business. Hmm. I don't know. I feel like I should ask that question, right? Why is there so much focus on the collectives, the collective having stability at this time? Why is there so much focus on the collective having stability at this time? If you want to tell me. Two of Cups. Wow. Maybe some of you are starting a family. Who knows, right? There was that thing about fertility, this and that. So I don't know. It could be a business. So don't think just like maybe there's some kind of partnership or business, right? I don't know. I mean, wedding could be wedding of, why does say partnership here too, right? Foundation, starting something. This is something you're starting that's gonna matter. It could be that a whole business, a whole, starting a family business, something that's gonna matter, like that you're gonna have to have a good foundation for, right? That's kind of what I'm getting. Soulmate connection and love, union, harmony, happy relationship, friends, reconciliation, so okay. I mean, that's kind of, so there's water energy too. I mean, it's something that's gonna be emotional, and it seems like, right, no, all these cards is really not like I mean, it doesn't even feel turbulent, right? And my gut lit up as I was tapping into that. It doesn't feel like a turbulent thing. It's just something that you need to have stability in. Maybe to prevent from being like it said, right? I guess the card that came out with the fall is just like, hey, you save for rainy days so that you don't have to worry about nothing, right? It's just something's giving you a heads up, right? So, all right, any last message for the collective? Any last final message for the collective? Because I feel like that's kind of what the message is leaning towards, just being ready, right? Just for a rainy day. And I mean, I feel like that was the message. I don't know if I could pull from another deck or if it's gonna give me a message here. Any last message here for the collective? That's interesting. I mean, it doesn't feel bad at all. I'll tell you that right now. My gut lit up with yeah, look at, wow, look at giving, receiving, like something reciprocating that's starting, right? It even feels like if it's a business thing, it's like, hey, people are digging whatever you're doing, like a giving, receiving, sharing, charity, generosity, options, loan, balance, gift, reaching out. I don't know. But 6, right, has to deal with not always material things, but sometimes, right? Like when you see like the angel number 666, it means to like balance your thoughts, like not to over focus on money kind of thing or different thing. Like it's about like balance, right? So it's funny. Six. Giving, receiving, sharing, sharing, generosity. Interesting. So yeah, I mean, it's all the little hearts in the thing too. So I like that, right? I think that's it. Feels like it's gonna be a very reciprocal time kind of thing. I don't know if that's a word, but right, like things are gonna be. Well, my whole head lit up right now. I got really dizzy, but not like in a bad way. Like something wanted to tap in. I don't know. I feel like I'm supposed to use this when my gut lit up when I grabbed this Mystic Martian that I never really use since I got it. But who knows? I guess. Let's see. Let's see if some of you are supposed to hear a message from the Mystic Martian. The Mystic Martian. She wants to talk to you. Okay. Any message for the collective with the Mystic Martian? Oh, that's crazy. Reptilians. Reptilians. Predator survival tyrannical. That feels like the things going around right now. Because I put a video about and I used the word tyrannical, I think. Wow, out of all things. Predator survival tyrannical. It's interesting that I never seen this card, so it's interesting that that pentagram is like. Okay, let's see. Number 17. That feels like a message. Oh, is that the whole message? To have stability? Because I don't know. S- In order to survive this whole tyrannical thing that's going on, who knows? Man, these glasses are gonna kill me. I need to go get some glasses, so obviously. Jeez. How come they fit perfectly when I did the first little card thing? Okay, I'll just hold them up. Reptilians. The reptilian beings are a very close genotype to their alpha draconian allies and have close ties with them. They also typically are known to be malevolent and cruel, volatile and intimidating. They have been associated with many abduction reports. They originate from Alpha Draconia system in Orion constellation. Their convoluted Earth history is similar to Alpha Draconians in that it seems to stem back to ancient civilizations with crossbreeding anomalies with the off-planet Anunnaki of summer and widespread planetary Nephilim beings. A typical reptilian stands 6 to 8 feet tall, with thick lizard-like skin ranging in green to brown tones. They have a lizard-like head and eyes and have some shape-shifting abilities. The reptilians work under their Alpha Draconian overlords' rules and are militant and relentless predators. They largely stay in underground, subterranean environments and are associated with the MIL Milabs, a U.S. geologist whistleblower, exposed the truth of underground reptilian ETs, and how they shot his fingers off with a laser. Card meaning tyrannical, cruel, flight, reptilian brain, interrogation predator, survival, bully, territorial, pecking order, militant, viewing everything as a competition. Interesting. It's funny because I made that's kind of like the video I was making about this the whole thing going on right now. So I think that that's kind of what it's talking about, right? Because I said how something about this thing, like something that just doesn't quit, right? Like Yeah, I don't want to get into it. Like I said, I already made a video about it on my podcast. But this is funny that this came out, right? Maybe I should have pulled some cards before I even did that video. So, but it's very interesting that this came out. So, on that note, I'll end it. Hope you guys are all well. Let me know if anything resonated. And on that note, yeah, let me know anything that's happening for you on the full moon right now. Any crazy dreams, any visions, messages, etc. All right. Peace.